Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. We are on Block Wednesday, our What's in Your Closet. Each block has a theme of clothing that you might have and own. This week, our theme is all about pants, slacks, and jeans. What you're wearing on the bottom. Things that have zippers too. I never really made slacks and pants. I probably did make a pair or two, but they weren't really my thing. And I do love jeans, even though you see me in leggings a lot. They're really very comfortable here at home, but often when I go out, I wear jeans. They love my jeans, always have. So this is an X and O block. It is really fun. It's just sew and flips. So fabulous if you have a lot of scraps and you want to use them up. You can do a whole quilt of X's and O's, maybe do it in a color theme. Just super, super fun. Now this block goes down lower in the quilt. And I don't know why I didn't number it down there, but I didn't. So I numbered it 7 and it's down towards the bottom, but that's just the way it is sometimes. I know I did it for the balance, the weight of the block, because it's kind of a full block. I wanted it down there at the bottom. So you could of course move the 12-inch blocks all around however you like when you're doing your setting. Okay, so I want to use some of the tan fabrics. Let me pull them. So I want to pull in this fabric again. It is used up in the top, and I'm just going to use 2 fabrics. Like these will be the X's and these will be the O's. Use the same background for everything. So super simple week of construction. So I'm going to go ahead and put the block together and we'll see it with everybody else. You're sewing all of the blocks the same for this, and then you're going to rotate them. So I'm going to get these 3 sew and flips pressed open and then show you how you rotate the blocks. Here are blocks to do 1 unit. So if you want to make a hug, then you put all the lights in the center. If you want to make a kiss, you do it the other way. Here are the pants, slacks, and jeans block. Oh, maybe it goes like this. Yeah. Doesn't matter. I made the darker one the X's because I thought that it sort of lightened up that darker one a bit rather than when it was clumped together. You can do how you want. Okay, so back behind me are all the other blocks. So this doesn't go up with those, it go further down. And so, yeah, so I'll maybe take a group of them together, but it's not where it will be. All right, now let's look at your blocks from last week. We'll start with Carol number 1, whose suits and ties are on this gorgeous pale yellow, and it's like butter yellow. So pretty, and Morning Glory fabric, darling, darling. Carol number 2 is on the opposite end of the color spectrum. She has like fall going on here. Beautiful bird fabric in there. Love it. Daphne is teals. I think this is so pretty. Just going to be gorgeous. Deborah's, look at the backgrounds. She's got different backgrounds on a lot of her blocks, so that is super fun. Love the dark. I think it's probably a dark hunter green for her checkerboard. Diane's beautiful, beautiful floral. This is Diane number 1. Oh, love these florals. Big, big swirls. I could just look at this forever. This is so, so pretty. Diane number 2 is coming in with gorgeous blues and plums, super dark plum. I really love that. Elaine's is teal, it might be green. It's hard to tell in that photo, but it is gorgeous. Love those fabrics. Joe's is purple, another with some purples, and that background fabric is really effective. I love prints like that. Looks so good. Looks like they might all be batiks. Karen's is in peach and black with a polka dot. Polka dots for the win. Polka dots for the win. Our ambassador Kendall's is rocking the red, white, and blue. And be sure you go out and see his videos. He is sewing along for those of you who like to see the blocks sewn. He is doing that for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kendall. Linda's, oh, so cool. Another's got like teal, and she has this wonderful vibrant background fabric, and then the pinwheel part of it, you can see like cups. They look great. Love those cups. Liz is working with, and she wrote on here a little bit that I wrote down. She used to make clothing. She was a seamstress before she got into quilting, and she decided on her blocks to use fabrics that were in other quilt projects, and so they're scrappy. Look at that. Even like everything is scrappy. So cool. This is going to be awesome, Liz. Marcia has, here's an up close of her block, her suits and ties block. It's got that red, white, and blue vibe as well. And then here it is in with her other blocks where she has some house fabrics. Look at the big block and the log cabin-y type block up on the top right. They are awesome together. Patty's is a yellow background with these super darling bumblebees. Bumblebee fabric for the win. Paula's is sophisticated suiting. Looks like a suit, doesn't it? The grays are gorgeous. Super, super gorgeous. And Rebecca's got, look at that black fabric with that big lacy medallion, and then she fussy cut it so they're right in the center. So good. That is super, super effective. Love that look. Susan has a beautiful, beautiful pale, well, it might be medium yellow with some soft gray points. They are so pretty. Tammy's is stripes, stripes, stripes for the win. I love that. And that looks like tie fabric. I may have, did I write a note? Did I write a note? Yes, these are real ties in her block. So good. That is a great way to use ties. Just a couple more here. Here is from Trina, and the blue fabric with those big flowers is great. I may have had something similar. I don't think I had that one. It is amazing. And then we'll wrap up with my block from the solstice. So here's the one that I did for the solstice with reds, because that quilt was all red and white. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Be sure you go to Quilt Along with Pat Sloan, where there are tons more blocks to see. Keep them coming every week. It is so awesome to see them out on Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at my Facebook group. Now it is Oh My Stars Table Runner. I have worked on mine. My top is done, and I want to show you the whole process that I went through to get there. So let's go. So because these are 10-inch squares and I need 5 inches, I'll be cutting these, and there's 10. Different fabrics, 5 of the white, 5 of the green. I need 20 altogether, so that means I need 10 and 10 for 20, but actually I need 21. I need 21. And so I'm going to do either this one or maybe this one. Maybe this one as 3 because it's got the bunnies, got the chocolate bunnies. Okay, so I'll cut all these 5-inch squares and then I'll put them up on the design wall there, so that I can see the format, the layout of them, and then audition for stars and border. At these, I realized it would be much easier to have the Perfect 10 ruler, and so I went and I realized, again, another realization on Tackle It Tuesday when I was doing this in the evening, that I have this stuff still in the Perfect 10 box here, the container, and I don't need this. I had horses because that was what I was using the fabric. So this needs to come out. This can go in the bin with the binding for the horse quilt. And then, yeah, this book should go back on the shelf so I can find it. Like, I'll be looking all over going, where is my Perfect 10 book? It should not be in a binder or container that's finished. Okay, so I have the ruler. So the ruler, it's a 10-inch ruler. So it's actually made to make cuts off of a 10-inch square. And so I'll be able to just take it in half like this. And then I can also take it in half down here. So you really don't have to think too much. So if you're cutting, you know, any of the Perfect 10 book quilts, this is really great for it. And then it's great for what I'm doing right now for the Oh My Stars when I have a layer cake. And now I have four squares. So I'm ready to go. Remember I said I'm going to do 3 of these. And now I'll just stack some of these other ones and probably do 3 at a time and get them cut and up on the wall. Here we are before any border or star are in here. So you can see the Christmas one down here. Now you can see here like the red really picked up the reds which were in there, even though they were touching. The red blocks that did touch it were quite dark, and not that many were touching the border. And so for me, you know, do I want to try to find a green? I don't think so. I think green might just be too much green, but we're going to look. And then I have the purples to pull out some of the purpley pinks, because you know, this is what I'm kind of going for. So let's see. I'll put some stuff up there to look at. I like this color for the star. I'm not sure I like that purple with it. It's maybe the wrong shade. So let's try something else. So I found that border in my stash, and it is darker, which I do tend to lean towards darker borders on things. That fabric will still show up on, there'll be 2 star points on, see down the bottom, 2 on each side, or down there there's 4. So it has to show up, and that one will show up like this. See, it's got contour, it's got enough. I would be good with that. So that's a good one. So let's look at a couple more. Here's a green from the sleepover that I showed you, and I like this one in a way because it's got a little bit of teal in it. Purple, this will definitely show up. It's a slightly different green than the others, but you know, I kind of like it. It feels like a meadow, and yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know what I would use for binding, because I don't think I'll have enough of this. I probably just have to get something else, like maybe that other purple I just had up there might be a good binding. And here's the pink version of that from Sleepover. So, you know, I'm really liking the pink version because there is a lot of pink in everything. Everything practically, except for a couple of the greens, all have some pink. That might make it just feel that springy. I'm liking that version. Okay, so leave some comments. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think. What I did was let this just sit for a little while, and I thought I'm going to bring out this green again. I had this out, and it is kind of the same tones as here versus the other greens, which were lighter. So yeah, I like that green. Originally, I don't know, I may have had it there originally, I don't know. So I have a couple of different purples. This one I think is just too dark. It's just too dark. I'm not going for that one. Let me put this one up. So there I've got the points, and you can kind of see how that's going to look. And it's a little bit brighter, and I'm okay with that, but I thought, you know what? I think I might be able to do better. I might be able to go get a little bit more muted purple to go with the more muted colors, and I'm going to try this one. It is a different shade of purple than the others that I tried, but I love it. In person, it is just perfect. It actually goes really well with the purple, like this color in the middle of the flower. Purple is one of the incredibly hard colors to photograph for whatever reason, so it is good. It is good when I look at it, and so I'm going to go with that. So this is it. Yes, I could sit down and go on the computer and do a little math and figure it out exactly, but instead I did some sort of rough checking, and my rough checking was looking pretty good. So here are the two of the 5-inch squares, and I need a third one. So we'll go ahead and get the third one. There we go. In reality, this will be actually easier for me to see on the back side than the front side. So I'll be cutting it from the back for the rest of them. You know, that happens sometimes. Flip it over if you're having a little bit of a contrast issue. Maybe if I didn't have the one light off, it would be a little easier, but I have to have it off for the camera. So yes, okay, so I've got the 5-inch squares. Now I need like 24 3-inch squares for all the star points. So I think what I'll do first is just take them off the end here. Of course, I flipped that over when I didn't mean to, because you see I've got a 3-inch up there. And so I'll just take a 3-inch strip and see how many I get out of there, and then do the rest. Yeah, I am going to be good. I am going to be good. Now I'm going to just trim that just a tiny bit because I put myself a little wide there because I wanted to shore it up. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is cut. So I need 24. I tend to like to do 2 at a time, and then I can kind of count them easier. So that's 2, 4, 6. Now, of course, that little piece is not going to work. So you start to do a few strips and then get nervous, right? Is that what you do? That's what I do because I haven't checked in advance. I'm going to do cut 2 at a time. I'll stack them. So we'll stack. It's like, are you a betting person? Are you betting I can do this? I think I'm going to stack like this. I know, 4 at a time. And I just said I do 2 at a time, but you know, I fibbed. This is real. So now I get 4 and 8. 4, 8. And then take 2 off of here. That's a stack of 10. Because if I do them in stacks of 10, then I know what the heck is going on. Right, now this is squizzy. No, I cannot get them all out of there. So that's a waste. That's a waste. If I had to, I could piece one of these. So I'll hold on to it. So what have I got here? 2, 4, 6. Okay, I'm looking good. How many do I need? 24. So I need 8 more. That is going to be just fine. Just fine. Okay, quick, because this is all on video. Quick. Real life, right? Let's count. We got another strip on there. 2, 4. We don't get 6. No. 2, 4, 5. All right, let me cut 1 strip and be back. And there's the last 3, which leaves me this amount that I didn't use from the fat quarter, which is pretty darn good. Plus I had these few extras and some little slivers. I don't count those, but these extra chunks. Okay, so that's all I have left. So I can go put this up and audition those just before I sew. There it is. Oh, it looks so good. All right, I am going to sew the center part. I'm just going to sew the whole table runner because that is what's on the task for today. A reminder, when we're doing the sew and flips for Oh My Stars, they will be oversized. So they're you're not going to have the point where you're going to be matching it at the 1/4 inch. The point is actually a little higher up, so they float. So I will show you. This is the first step. I'm using the guide beam on my Baby Lock Solaris. There we go. So I'm just going point to point, and then I will press this, trim away the back, and then add the other one. Here's the second one. I place this down, and you can either sew from this end, which is over the overlapping end, or get it lined up, or the outside edge. You know, it really doesn't matter since I flipped this, rotated that so much. I'll just go ahead and use that one. Okay, so once again, you're just going corner to corner, and now you can actually see, you know, your intersection's about right up here, which is more than a 1/4 inch. So I'll sew this and flip it over to show you. And here's what it looks like. So you can see this is bigger than a 1/4 inch. So when you're sewing it into the patchwork, you don't have to match. It floats, and it's super cool, super fun, very forgiving. Now I cut away these back pieces, and they will make, you can trim to 2 inch, and then that'll finish to 1.5 inch, and it makes a darling mug rug or a little coaster. You can make a little star to put into something else later. Yeah, a little bit. So I'm going to cut all those away. So they won't all be green, of course, just the border ones will be green. All right, I'm going to do all the rest of the star points. Here are all the star points done and ready Freddy, for me to put the runner together. Oh, I love it. Love it. So cute. Very spring feeling, with a few little Easter eggs and the bunnies. Okay, let's sew it up. So here it is. Ta-da! Ah, I really, really like it. The purple on camera, these points seem to blend into the green on camera, but like in real life, your eyes see colors differently than camera. And so in real life, I can see the points just fine. It's just what happens. I also have the binding done. I got this new binding holder. This is super cool. I kind of like these. They're small, which is kind of nice and compact, and they're glittery. Glittery, glittery. All right, my friend. I will be getting this layered up to quilt it. I'm going to do the wave stitch, and then I did scrappy binding. This is scrappy binding on here. I took that layer cake parts, like the parts that were left over that I didn't use here that I cut off, and I cut all those up, and I think I only added one more, and I have plenty, probably more than I need. So that's so cool. Okay, and you will do your pants, slacks, and jeans block today for what's in your closet. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.